All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yappy Hour with PG&J's Dog Bar and Friends. We have today our managing partner, Julie, as always, and also our guest today is Alyssa Graham with Bourbon City Barkery. Before we get to that, just a friendly reminder to everyone, if you have anyone with a pet-friendly business or services that you would like to introduce me to feature them on our Yappy Hour, I'd be happy to do so. And also catch some of our previous interviews on our YouTube channel, PG&J's Dog Park Bar. We've got some really great interviews for some local services around for you as well. So we'll keep this short and sweet today. We want to talk with Alyssa. We met Alyssa she organizes Thursdays on the Market, the first and third Thursdays at Logan Street Market. And we just hit it off. She's been, she does these wonderful treats that she's going to talk about that our dogs love. So Alyssa, how about you start with just how you got started doing this business?
Okay, so basically, it seemed about a year and a half ago, I just kept hearing a bunch of horror stories about how dogs were getting sick from over-processed treats and food. Regulations weren't up to par or whatever was happening. And so at that point, after hearing enough stories, I finally decided I was going to make everything that my dogs ate just to make sure they were going to be safe and they weren't going to, eat anything harmful. So, I started off very simple, making chicken jerky. And then from there, after a few months, I wanted everybody else to be able to do this, but they didn't always have the time to take out to make their dogs treats or food. So I looked at my boyfriend and I was like, I think I'm going to make this a business. And so I did. I got my LLC, and about 6 months later, I opened up my first store.
And how long ago was that?
October 2019 was when I opened up the Logan Street Market. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So we have an anniversary coming up.
Yes. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So I do want you to talk about, so you mentioned some of the treats, but you do some unique treats too. Can you mention some of the treats that you make that most people probably haven't heard of?
Yeah, sure. So, I have the typical jerky style stuff. And then I also have weird body parts that not everybody always, gives their dogs. Chicken feet, duck feet are pretty standard. But then I also get like duck necks, turkey feet, chicken heads. I have carp bladders. And so those carp come from the Kentucky waterways. And so, I harvest those bladders and then I dehydrate them, and, they're a nice crunchy dog treat. So
I can definitely speak for the carp bladders. The last Thursday event that we went to, Alyssa gave one to Hank, and Hank looked at me in a way where he was like, Mom, please don't take my treat, and went to go grab it from me when I was simply just trying to get him out of the rain. So he would have
eaten his carp bladder in the rain. It was
yes,
that good.
Yes.
So I've got some different things, and and I also carry like Kangaroo for dogs that have really severe allergies.
Wow.
I've come across pet nutritionalists that say there's dogs that can only eat like rabbit and kangaroo. So I always try to have a variety. I carry elk, buffalo, really anything you can think of. I have some sort of variety of.
Where do you source your like kangaroo? How do you get that?
So I have contacts in Australia actually.
Wow.
And so kangaroo in like Australia, New Zealand is similar to venison here. So they actually farm it and sell it at their grocery stores just like we would venison. So it's not as weird to come by there. But the dogs love it. And it's really good, like I said, for those that have really severe allergies. So
I have never heard of dogs eating kangaroo meat.
Yeah.
But I guess if I were in Australia, it'd be
just
totally
be normal.
Yeah. Well, I have a testimonial. Maybe you saw my videos. I tried to tag you in them. I'm not very good about tagging in videos. I don't know why. I try. I think I just forget. Anyway, it was about the yak bones. So I went up to your tent because I have healer mixes, and they're very, very strong chewers. And everything I buy them, they're gone, like in two or three bites. So I asked Alyssa, what would you recommend for strong chewers? And she had these yak milk bones. And I don't know anything about yaks. I don't know anything about yak milk, and I don't know how you make a bone out of milk. So how do you get yak milk bones? Do you get yak milk?
Yeah, so it's yak milk, and it's you can find them as like Himalayan cheese chews, and so basically this is a process that's been going around for 3,000 years. The farm people in the Himalayas have been making these basically rinds. They press the milk into a rind, and they'll break off little pieces, put it in their mouths, and suck on it, chew on it all day while they're in the fields. And so it just, one day somebody gave it to their dog and realized it was a good treat, and it lasted a while. So they've become more popular now. But I actually get those straight from the Himalayas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, and they have become very popular. They're one of my best sellers. Besides antlers, they're the second longest lasting thing you can get for your dog, period.
Something you told me too, which I'm very grateful for, is one of them got down to a smaller piece, like a little nub or whatever, and I was nervous that they might choke on it. So tell the people watching what you told me to do with that when that happens.
So what's really great is, like, sometimes when a dog gets to the end of a treat, it can be a choking hazard, so you just throw it away. Well, the good thing about the cheese chews is once you get that little piece, you can throw it in the microwave for a few minutes, and it'll puff up similar to like how popcorn does, and then just let it cool down, and then they can finish eating the rest of it because it's not a hazard at that point anymore.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that, and I was going to throw it away, and I'm glad you said something.
That is great.
Yes, that's awesome. So I'm probably going to need a couple more yak bones because Paco
I'll have to get some bladders.
yeah, I need some bladders and some, and they love the chicken jerky. They love that.
Good.
Yeah.
I've got all the body parts that your dogs can possibly want.
So let's talk real quick, but we only have a few minutes left. Let's talk about Thursdays at the market, how that came about, and we'll just reiterate, if you will, when and where it is again.
Yeah, sure. So basically, my store's in Logan Street Market, and unfortunately for me, it's not dog friendly because of all the restaurants and the food. But I wanted to be able to incorporate my business into the, whole market setting. So I came to the owners with, the idea of having a doggy block party on St. Catherine Street, which is right next to the market, and they were all for it. So from there, I just tried to go around, find some vendors. We have doggy pools, an agility course. We have food out there for the adults. And I was able to get Tito's Vodka to sponsor it. So they have $5 Tito's cocktails, and for every cocktail that's sold, they'll donate $1 to the rescue that we have, which we're partnering with Fatheads Rescue currently.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's been really great. We've had a couple so far. The next one is August 2nd, and it's from 5 to 8. And like I said, it's on the side of Logan Street Market on St. Catherine Street. We block off the whole street, set up out there. There's tables to eat at, everything's socially distanced. There's plenty of hand sanitizer on every table. All vendors wear masks, and we encourage guests to wear masks as well when they're approaching booths to talk to, the vendors. But it's a really fun time, and I'm really excited to see it to get bigger and better. And
it will
come out.
Yeah, it will. We'll be there. So
yes, we will. And I just want to make sure is it August 2nd or August 6th? Is it Thursday? I just want to make sure everyone knows the correct date so everyone can come out for it.
Let me make sure I didn't get. You're right. It's August 6th. My bad.
That's okay.
Don't worry.
So August 6th from 5 to 8. It's every first and third Thursday, and it'll be continuing through October. So there's still quite a few events left for everybody to come out and enjoy.
All right, Alyssa, in the last 40 seconds, tell us how people can get a hold of you, how they can reach you.
So I have a website, bourbоncitybarkery.com. You can order online there, schedule pickups, anything you need. You can also find me on Facebook, and it's Bourbon City Barkery, or Instagram at BC Barkery. So you can contact me there. I accept emails as well, and that is yourfriends@bourbоncitybarkery.com. And like I said, it's really great to be here with you guys, and I appreciate the exposure that you're giving me. And I love having you guys there at Thursdays, and I'm so glad we got to meet and
Yes.
get together. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Yes,
Thursdays
thank
at the
you.
Market, Bourbon City Barkery, everybody. Thanks so much. Bye.